Looking back into the Commodore 64's library reveals many games. More games than any other computer or system ever made. And with that, too many great titles got lost in the shuffle. This series is dedicated to highlighting these forgotten gems. Welcome to Commodore 64 Deep Cuts. So in this third episode, we're going to have a look at a pair of tank simulators that don't really get much mention in the modern C64 scene. The first one is called Battle Command, followed by Steel Thunder. And our first game today is Battle Command, a late 1991 release by Ocean on the C64. This game was released on the cartridge format to cash in on Commodore's ill-fated C64 GS console, but was able to take advantage of the cartridge memory to make a 3D tank simulator that was every bit as good as its Amiga 16-bit brother. Real-Time Software did a brilliant job of converting this 1990 Amiga gem over, and kept almost everything intact. It was a futuristic tank simulator with a lot of action over serious sim aspects, although there is enough of that to bring a lot of added extra strategy and depth to the mix. It's basically a fully 3D version of Atari's Battlezone arcade game. This was part of Real-Time Software's Carrier Command series, with this being a spin-off that focuses a bit more on the arcade action aspect. It has a total of 8 missions overall, each with their own unique mission criteria. Equip out your tank with a multitude of weapons and defensive items, all based on weight, so depending on your mission, more appropriate equipment for different situations are obviously needed. Then head out and blast your way to success. The game's 3D graphics are very fast and impressive, with the first-person guided missiles being extremely impressive. It features, like most Ocean games, a nice title tune by Jonathan Dunn, with the actual game featuring sound effects only though. It plays really well and doesn't require a mass amount of keyboard inputs either, just a few for weapons and map functions. It's overall a very impressive game on the C64 that just gets completely forgotten, probably because of the small cartridge run of its original release. Still, a great game to go out and discover.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Accolade released a lot of classics in the 80s, but a bunch of their high-profile titles often eclipsed the others. While Test Drive and Hardball hogged the limelight, a few were released and quickly forgotten. Steel Thunder is one of them. Released in 1988, it's another simulator from the company, a tank simulator, this time focusing a lot more on strategy than their usual arcade action sim games, although there's still plenty of that in here. You get to choose from a bunch of real-life tanks, all with their own different dashboards and setups, and get to choose from a bunch of recruits to fill out your team, each obviously having their own pros and cons. Missions take place in 3 parts of the world, from Cuba, Syria, and West Germany. Bear in mind this game was made before the fall of the Berlin Wall. Steel Thunder is not a pick-up-and-play game. You're gonna have to invest some time to get to grips with it, as there is a lot you can do. Jumping into the seat of any of the core recruits to maneuver the tank can make the game's learning curve a bit steep, but having said that, the opening tutorial mission is done really well. And if you take the time, you're going to be rewarded with arguably the best tank simulator on the C64. Tons of missions can be taken on in all the locations, from eliminating enemy scouts to ambushing a supply convoy or disable a communications array. They all play out differently, and choosing the right tank and using the appropriate artillery for each situation will greatly increase your odds of survival. Lots of different ammo is available for different situations, from armor-piercing bullets to anti-tank guided missiles to good old-fashioned 50 cal machine gun ammo, as well as defensive options like deploying a smoke grenade and backtracking out of a really bad situation. Steel Thunder is a great sim from Accolade, less arcadey than The Train or Ace of Aces, but still having enough action to keep you interested. The sound effects are good, the graphics and presentation are high quality as with all their C64 games, and this is a great deep cut that has kinda been forgotten against at least Accolade's other heavy hitter games of that period.